Hi, and welcome to today's episode, which is our last episode of 2024. Can't quite believe that we're through another year. It's been such a mixed year, actually. I was going to say it's been an incredible year, and it has. Obviously, I got married this year in May, so that was a huge achievement and milestone in my life. But I've had lots of other things that I'm most definitely celebrating, and also a few things that I'm reflecting on and thinking about as we wrap up the year. But today's episode isn't about looking back, it's about looking forward because I want to focus on helping you make the changes you want to make in 2025. I want you to set yourself up for success because I know how easy it is and how common to start a new year full of intention, drive, purpose, commitment, even to the things you want to change and improve in your life, but not to have those things come to fruition. So, we're going to talk a little bit about resolutions, but more about goals. And I'm also going to give you a visioning exercise that you can do as you're listening to the episode, or you can pause it and listen to it when you have some space, peace and quiet, and ability to sit or lie and close your eyes and go through it. It's only a few minutes long, but I want you to take this visioning exercise that I'm offering in this episode to help you get clear about what you want for 2025. And I'm going to explain why that is so important in this episode. I want you to create a healthier life for yourself. As a woman, it is more important than ever that you value your health and know the impact of your health on every part of your life, on how you feel, how happy you are, how fulfilled. I believe that your health is at the core of all of that. And because we are born female and we will go through menopause if we're lucky enough to reach this stage of our life, it is so important to be embedding those healthy habits into your life as early as you can. Now, there's never a point that it's too late, but the younger you are when you create this healthier lifestyle, the hopefully smoother your menopause journey will be. But it isn't just about kind of surviving menopause and getting through it with minimal impact. It's about protecting your long-term health because you are here, we all hope, not just for 2025, but many, many, many more years beyond that. And we all want to live a long life, but we all want to live that long life being able to do the things we want to do. And yet, so few of us think about it in that way. And what we are seeing, sadly, is that women's health is in huge decline. Women far outweigh men in almost all chronic illnesses and diseases, ones like cardiovascular disease, metabolic syndrome, um, osteoporosis, dementia is a huge one where women are being diagnosed at a much faster rate than what men are. So we need to protect our health, ladies. We need to know that our health is what will help us to live that life we want. So that's where we're kicking off, why you matter, why your health matters, and why it should be a priority in 2025. So now that I've got you geared up to put your health at the top of the priority list for 2025, I want to help you make that and anything else you want to change and improve in your life happen for you, so that 2025 is the year for success, not resolutions. So what is the problem with resolutions? Now, they're very popular. As we embarked on this year, 2024, 62% of Brits were reported to be going to change and improve their health. And the common resolutions range from exercising more to shedding pounds to improving dietary habits, managing stress better. Yet, sadly, the anticipated success rate any year for resolutions is almost single digits. Now, as we look forward to 2025, one of the surveys I saw online said that 29% of Brits are planning to make resolutions for 2025. And again, health and self-improvement dominate that list. Half of those setting resolutions are aiming to eat healthier. Great, I love that. Yeah, many of us do need to improve our diets. And 45% want to become fitter. Brilliant. Yep, physical fitness and strength is so important to us living well now, but also in the future. And 42% will be focusing on losing weight. Now, the challenge is that a fifth of those resolution makers say that they'll probably only last a month or less, which is staggering, isn't it? You start out the year so determined, but by the end of January, 20% have already thrown the towel in. 16% say they stick with it for 2 or 3 months, but this is where resolutions have their stickiness, because I mentioned single digit success is all we're looking at. And it's said that around 8 to 9% of people finish the year with their resolution nailed. Resolutions are things that you set about changing straight away. You resolving to do something different, to stop doing something or start doing something. And often they are done from that negative place. You're stopping or removing something from your life, and they're not followed up with any clarity about why you want to do that, or what it would mean to your life to not eat chocolate anymore, or give up alcohol, or get fit. And you don't create a plan to get you there. You're not tracking how you're progressing and what is changing, and if you are feeling positive shifts because of those changes. You simply expect it to happen because you've said you wanted to. Think about it. How many times have you sat there on the 31st of December, New Year's Eve, and said, that's it, from tomorrow I'm going to be healthy? Now, you don't magically wake up on that next day, that next morning, being healthy. It's going to be a process, isn't it? But the way we think about resolutions and apply them mean that they're expectations we put on ourselves to just be able to do it. And that's just not how we are as humans. We can't just change overnight. And that's why 8-9% of people generally stick to their resolutions and accomplish them, and why so many people are giving up, often within days, weeks, January, Feb, March, that we're just not changing and becoming a person who does the thing we've resolved to want to do or not do. Now, I think goals are the way forward to achieve what you want. Goals are more of a statement of commitment, and if you set them in the right way, they're usually much more positive. They're intentional, and we can, set them in a way that feels that way. So they're much more about something you want to achieve rather than something you want to stop or give up, and not do anymore. They're also not rigid, they're more specific and actionable, and this is what results in them being so much more effective and having a much greater success rate than what resolutions do. They give you something to work back from, so you've got the goal that's in sight, and working towards being a fitter person, and working towards building better health and becoming a person who has a nutritious, healthy diet. Then you build your plan to get there. So you can set the intention, you can plan, prepare, take realistic action, review, reward your success, and so on. You're much more likely to accomplish them. And the key that I focus on is building habits that are a part of who you are. Because remember, habits are things we do subconsciously without thinking about them. They become automatic because we've repeated them so many times and embed them into our subconscious mind. And so you've got those habits that are making it much easier to achieve the goal. You're becoming a person who is doing the thing you want to achieve, the thing you want to change. And as we're talking about in this episode, improving your health. But there's one key thing that needs to accompany a goal, because I'm sure we have all set goals that also haven't been successful, that we've had there and we've worked towards, but we still haven't made happen. And with health, I think this is often a common thing. There are two mistakes that I see when it comes to goals. One is that you set the goal far too big. So it becomes like a huge mountain that you expect to climb right from the off, a little bit like a resolution in that you just expect to make it happen because you've decided and you've said it, whether that's in your head or shared it to someone else. So that can hold you back because it's scary. Again, we can't just become a person who does the thing you want to do overnight. We've got to build up to that. We've got to do so by building habits. And then the second reason, and that's what I want to focus on now, is that you aren't attached to why that goal matters to you. When you have a goal, to achieve that goal, especially those personal goals, you really need to know why that goal matters to you, how it's going to make you feel when you have achieved that thing. And with health, this is part of my framework that I use with clients to help them make those changes. And most importantly, ensure that those changes are lasting ones, that they become a part of who you are. So let's have a few minutes together to run through this visioning exercise, which is going to help you tick off that connection to why what you want matters, to know how it's going to make you feel. So I want you to take a pause. If you can do this right now, brilliant. If not, you can listen to it and then come back and play this part of the episode when you are in a space that means you won't be disturbed. You can sit, you can lie down, you can relax into it. Okay. If you are sitting, I want you to uncross your legs, have both feet on the floor flat. If you're lying, again, legs uncrossed, nice and relaxed, you can place your hands wherever feels comfortable, maybe over your heart centre, on your chest, one hand on your tummy, one hand on your chest, on your thighs, wherever you would like to place your hands. And I want to start by asking you to take a few deep breaths at your own pace. Breathing in slowly and deeply through your nose, a short hold at the top, and then sigh out through your mouth nice and deep. Take a few more of those nice, deep, slow breaths, grounding yourself, feeling what is beneath your back, your bottom, your feet, your legs. Letting your mind gently come into the present. Whatever else you've had going on today, we're parking for now. You can hear my voice, the music, the space around you, and you are fully present. Breathing in, filling your lungs, your tummy with that gorgeous deep in-breath, and releasing it and letting any stresses go out through your mouth. Bring your breath to a comfortable inhale and exhale through your nose, in and out through your nose, just at your own pace, nice and slowly and relaxed. And with your eyes closed, think about 12 months from now, at the end of 2025. How are you feeling? How has your year been? Those changes you started out with at the beginning of January, the things you wanted to do to improve your health, to feel stronger, to know that you are in control of your health and how you feel, perhaps managing menopause symptoms, preparing for perimenopause. You've implemented those changes, you've improved your health, and how does that feel? Reflecting on that 1 year from now, I want you to see where you are, your surroundings, and look upon yourself as though you're watching a movie of your life on a big screen in the cinema. How do you look? Are you smiling? Are you glowing? What's changed? What's shifted because of these habits you've built, these improvements that you have brought into your lifestyle to improve your health, your happiness? How does it feel knowing that you are preparing to start 2026 a stronger, more confident woman who knows her worth, who believes in herself, who knows that she is investing in her future to create a long, strong, full life? How does it feel knowing your family, the people you love, maybe that's a partner, husband, wife, children, parents? How does it feel knowing that they are so proud of you for investing in yourself to make these positive changes that you've made in 2025? What are they learning from you that will improve their life, their health? Are any of those loved ones with you as you look upon this movie of your life? And I want you to just take a few moments to really feel how you feel in this movie scene. I want you to take 2 really nice, long, deep, slow breaths. This time exhaling through your mouth like we did at the start. Slowly release the image in front of your mind's eye, knowing you can come back to it whenever you'd like to replay it and feel into that space, that time in your life. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and come back to the room that you're in, the space you're in. How did that feel? Now would be a great time to note down how it felt, what was coming up for you, what changes had you made? Because this is the unlock to achieving what you want. Now, I have 7 steps for goal setting. 7 simple steps. I'm going to run through them really quickly. I do talk through them in a different podcast episode, which I'm going to link to in the notes and mention at the end. The first one is, how do you want to feel at the end of 2025? So using that vision, using what's come up, think about how you want to feel. Is that less stressed? Is it in control, calm, in flow, strong, mindful, happy? What is it? It's probably many of those things. And then the second step is, why does this matter to you? And a great way to do this is to look forward towards the end of your life, using that visioning tool to think about, why does it matter to feel that way? Because that's what's going to drive you. That will give you the motivation to get started. It will continue to give motivation to help you move forward. And then I want you to get clear on 3 things you want to accomplish in 2025 that will take you closer to that version of yourself. That might be improving your diet. It might be managing stress better. It could be creating a plan to reduce your menopause symptoms. It could be anything. It could be improving your relationship with your partner. It might be changing your job, starting to work out, building strength training into your workouts if you don't do that right now. 3 things. And you need more time to think about these. I'm going through this quickly so you can use this as a guide to come back to. 4th step, focus on those 3 things monthly. So you've got your big goals. This is what I want to achieve in 2025. But then what do I want to achieve for each of those 3 things in January? Then you'll do it again at the end of January or February. So month by month, you're creating these smaller goals, these milestones. But they're all aligning to what you want, what you desire for the end of the year. The 5th step is to build then a weekly plan. So you're taking those monthly goals and you're creating small steps to move towards them across each of the weeks. So if, for example, your big goal is to eat healthier, or let's make it even smart, that you want to make sure that 80% of what you eat is home cooked and highly nutritious and supporting you feeling good. And in January, it could be that I want to start to make 3 lunches that are healthy and ticking those boxes. And so your weekly goal at the start of January might be just to find some recipes. That could be it in week 1. Week 1 isn't even about eating that healthy lunch. It's about creating a plan to be able to do that. Okay. The 6th step is to track your progress each week. We as humans need rewards. So you need to reflect on your successes, also to know what's working and what's not working, to make adjustments and so on. And then the 7th step is that we have to celebrate our progress because we need that dopamine hit. That's what fills us up. That's what helps to build habits as well, to know we're doing stuff, that we're getting a reward. And remember, it's not about the finish line. It is about the journey, which I know sounds really cheesy, but it is about seeing the impact that's coming along the way. If we only focused on the end result, that's why many of us fail, because we want to be at the top of that mountain straight off. And that is impossible. We have to go on the journey to reach the top of the mountain. And that journey in itself is the success, is what we need to realize we are achieving. So there you have it, 7 steps. But those first 2 steps are what I wanted to hone in on today and help you to do using that visioning exercise, because we need to anchor ourselves to how we want to feel and why that matters to us, to make the changes come about, to make sure we are successful. That is the unlock. I've given you the secret. You've had a real insight into what I do with clients when I coach them. It's all about why and why that matters, to make sure you get off the starting block, you take action, and you keep the momentum and motivation going. So there you have it. Goals versus resolutions. Why you have to have the goals, why you need to know your why, and then create the plan. That's the how you're going to get there. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm going to share a few additional resources from the podcast, blogs, and a couple of freebies I've got. They're all in the show notes to help you with what you do want to change and be successful in, to improve your health and habits in 2025. The first one is a fantastic podcast episode. It's number 65 with Wilma Edwards, Creating Your 2024 Health and Happiness Vision. Now, Wilma was a volunteer. I didn't know her. I didn't know what she was going to want to change or be coached on. And I coached her in real time on a podcast episode. I was actually very nervous because I had no idea how it was going to go and what she wanted to do. Although Wilma's goals that she had for 2024 might not be your goals for 2025, that doesn't matter. It's about going through that coaching process and hearing how I coach Wilma. And we had brilliant feedback on this, and I followed up with Wilma. We had a check-in session a month or so later, and she'd made some brilliant progress. You can take a lot from that episode, so check it out. It's number 65. It was the first one in January 2024. Another podcast episode where I go much deeper into The resolutions is episode 15. I talk about 6 steps in there. No, actually, I think I talked about 7 steps in there. I did start off this whole thing with 6 steps and then I evolved it to 7. That's episode 15, to resolution or not to resolution. It's just a deeper dive into resolutions and goals, what we've talked about in this episode. And then episode number 1, my very first one, which might just be that burst of inspiration. If you're feeling a bit stuck and think, well, I keep trying to improve my health, but I'm struggling, that might help you connect to some of why it matters to make those changes you want. And then I have a couple of blogs. One is all about why we fail so quickly with health changes in the new year. Not specifically about resolutions, but it's, talking about that. And it's a bit of a fun one titled, "This is Why the Gym Car Park is So Empty." That's at lifenow.uk/blog/gym. The link is in the notes. It's about why, being healthy is so much more than what people realise it is, and leads them to fail with those big goals. And then the second blog is resolutions, help or hindrance. You can find that at lifenow.uk/blog/resolutions. And then I have 2 freebies. One, if you are in perimenopause, will really help you to think about what you want to prioritise in 2025, what might be those healthy habits that you put in place first to help you the most. And that is your 10 ways to feel good again, your perimenopause revival guide, completely free, 10 brilliant, habits that can help you, from managing anxiety to weight gain to sleep problems. That's at lifenowcoaching.uk/feel good again. Link in the notes to go straight there. And then finally, a freebie that could be of help because it's all about reflection, what you want to change, building that self-belief that you are worthy of making it happen. This is a series of 5 days of tools. So it's quite intense. It's packed with value. This is something that I could charge for, but provide free. It's lifenowcoaching.uk/win your worth. 5 days of, support there with lovely workbooks to really think about how you're feeling right now, how you would like to feel. So it's very good to accompany this vision tool we've just done in this episode. Well, that's a wrap on 2024. I really hope you've had a brilliant, festive season, Christmas if you celebrate it, end of year, and that you have taken time to reflect on your achievements in 2024. We all deserve to check in with ourselves and acknowledge what we have accomplished and how we are feeling about that. A new year is a really great time to look forward and just be grateful that we are here and that we get to see 2025 come about, and also grateful that we can get intentional about what we want this year to mean for us. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you listening to the podcast. All of those links I mentioned are in the notes. If you've enjoyed this, share it with your friend. Let her listen to this, go through the visioning exercise, and set about 2025 with clarity, intention, and a plan to make it a successful year and improve her health and how she feels. And that you are going to support one another, and that would be a brilliant gift to give at the end of a year, wouldn't it?